to hold his ground. He didn't hesitate to kill the gang boss. Frank was the driver for Bombi, the Harlem kingpin. He served Bombi for 15 years, always learning how to handle people. Until one day, Bombi had a sudden heart attack, but no one was really in charge here. And just like that, Bombi was gone. He had ruled Harlem for 40 years. At his funeral, gang leaders from every block showed up. Even political elites came. The mayor of New York City showed up dressed to impress. Everyone was talking about Bombi, except Frank, who sat in the corner, worried and deep in thought. Frank was always thinking about Bombi. Bombi had already picked his replacement. He asked his brothers to take care of Frank. They promised Frank would never want for anything, but everyone here owed Bombi money. Frank said he was going to collect those debts. Bombi's brothers told him to go ahead and do it, without his protector. Frank needed to prove himself. First, he found Bombi's close friend, sold him a kilo of flour. That was his starting capital. Then he called his cousins from the countryside, ready to build his own underground empire. He took his cousins to the flour base. Women injected them with a drug, making them loyal to Frank no matter what. But that same day, a gang boss named Jenny barged into the block. Jenny clearly came to collect protection money, now that Bombi was dead. No one controlled 116th Street. Jenny took over in just one day, became the landlord of the block. All the shops and street vendors had to pay 20% of their sales. Frank warned Jenny about breaking the rules. Bombi never did things that way. Jenny warned him. Bombi was gone now. Frank said nothing, pulled out 20% and slapped it on the table, then walked out of the restaurant with his men. Frank went to a phone booth, called his family back home. His cousins in the countryside were thrilled to hear from him. Frank told them to bring the whole family. Come stay at his place. Soon they arrived at his big mansion. Early next morning, Frank took his cousins to the block. He followed Bombi's way of teaching, explained how he held his ground in the city, then took them to the flour base. This was where their empire would begin. Frank took his men to eat at a restaurant, saw Jenny back in the block again. But now Frank had the muscle. No way he'd let anyone mess up the order. He walked straight to Jenny, sent back all the jars Jenny gave out to every house. Jenny didn't take Frank seriously. Jenny dared Frank to shoot if he had the guts. Frank didn't say a word. One shot and Jenny was gone. Frank took control of 116th Street. From that day forward, this rising drug lord climbed to the top.